Hi, y'all. Metaphysical Mama. How's everyone doing? I don't have much of a voice, but I'm going to attempt this anyhow. It's been like 2 weeks, I think my voice has been, my throat chakra's been doing something. So how is everyone today? It's been wild lately. Sorry. I didn't really do a pre-adjustment as usual. So I had huge downloads as always, but I just wanted to share a bunch of stuff and kind of play around with words and how we personally are held accountable, need to be held accountable, need to take accountability, I should say. Get that a little better. For the words that we allow to believe, first of all, the words that we think and take on as our belief system, our matrix, what we hold onto as our belief system, what we believe, how we think. There's a pattern, right? People are patterns. So it's like the thought train. It's like we get a thought. Well, first of all, thoughts, if you think of the world, the word world, excuse me, that word world, do you think that the world and the earth are the same? Right, it's to really play with words so that we have a full understanding, because every word we use carries a vibration and an energy and a said consciousness that carries with it on a wave. So anything that is a word is something that is created in some form or another, whether in dream state or imaginary, right? It's been words on paper or told in stories. So we all have knowledge of a character or a word or a group. Sorry, tea time. Pinkies up. I got some ginger in my cup presently with some agave and some cayenne pepper. I got fresh ginger in the ginger tea bag. That's my little concoction I like to drink often. Good for you, good for the body. Ginger is good for psychic attacks and the digestive system. And it's a thermogen, so it helps also to kind of elevate the alchemical process. I'm gonna probably jump a little back and forth because I always do, but so multi-dimensional. But I'll go back to the words in a minute. So thermogens and things of that nature help us alchemize, and because that's what we're doing. Say killing ourselves, killing Adam. We're all Adam and Eve, right now. We're in human form. We're multi-dimensional spiritual beings in a human body, having a human experience, right? This is my vessel. This is my house. I may dwell in a place or take this other places, but this is what I live in. This is my house. This is what I own. This is my 9/10 of land that I own. Your body, your earth, and your body of water, salt water, ocean, that conducts electricity, or carries an electrical current, I should say. And then we conduct the electricity that's carried through the vessel So it comes up the left leg. Lightning comes up from the ground. It comes up the left leg. We have magnetically, like, to the ground with our left leg. An electrical magnetic current arises, which is unseen. It's a feeling, an emotion, which is energy in motion, arising within the physical vessel, your ship. And so we all are becoming aware. We've all had our human lives, and we're still here, human. So now, as observers, if we're like angelics and 144s, and if you're watching this, then you're probably one of us, those that are, doesn't mean any, but no better word, just where we're our consciousness, where we're our awareness level, right, is higher, not we're better, because we still need all that other information. No information is better or worse than another. No knowledge is bad if it's for you. And you'll know if it's for you if it resonates. So take what resonates, that's discernment, instead of causing constriction, right? And concern. We want to discern and allow truth to resonate. That's due process. Allowance, right? Rabbit ears. For due process, we want to give others time, the word time, and space, right? Outer space is also macro, where the stars are, but anything outside of this physical vessel body that's holding a third of my elemental electromagnetic vibratory signature in it, my blue blood. Some like to say trapped. I like to not say that. I'd rather say I have a body that I'm able to touch and manipulate and do what I'm doing now and experience. I have this is our final immortal instrument. Everything is vibrating, right? All organs in our body. What's an organ? Piano, right? And it's an instrument, right? Every organ within your vessel is attached to an emotion. Every emotion has an organ that represents it. So if we're holding on to, we'll say dense matter, because if we're holding on to thoughts, negative thoughts are like up here in the right, because a negative feeling, emotion comes up the physical vessel from the left soul, left side, left foot, and we don't see it. So when people keep wanting to show and prove and show me this now, well, we can't show things until after they don't become visible until after. If they're unseen and coming up, say, oh, it's also how pyramid works. Top as above, so below. So there's negative energy always coming up from the bottom of the earth, coming up and then getting sprouted out. That's why we're light beings. It takes time for light and sound to come down to the ground. Right? So we're in human form, and as the stars are aligning, as they've been and keep, and the planets, they hum different frequencies and have different conscious energies. So as they align, they're like, it's like different chords you're playing on a guitar, or two, and you play different keys on a piano or whatever instrument you want to relate to. Different radio frequencies, different sound, different harmonies, bandwidths, light waves, rays, variables of, right, different And then the planets also carry an archetype and a consciousness. And that consciousness isn't just one, it starts as one and then streams down. So it has, right, everything has, say, shades of color, right? There's like a spectrum. So something can be very extreme, right? And that's duality, be like, and what is extreme to one may be fine for another, right? So we have to be careful who and how we, as the people, are judging outside of self, or what we're taking in, consuming as our own, right? So I think we're all learning a little bit more how to, right? The juggling how to, okay? And Isis, I'm gonna go over words too, like is and is. It's a balancing system. Ice is, right? It just is. Justice just is. It's where truth resonates. It just is. So unless we're clear and balanced and on same wavelength and see eye to eye, right? Eye. Then no one on any level has a right to judge another, because that throws all systems off balance completely. Because the rule of thumb, right? Button, who got the button? We got zinc in this hand and copper in this one. And left hand always receives and right hand gives out energy. So we don't want to point our fingers at others or outwards. Right? One finger pointed out, and that could be just, I don't have to point a finger out, I could ba 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 ba. That's outputting electricity, energy. Right? What am I serving? Right? Am I blaring and or am I shouting out unprocessed emotions, and then I'm a shooting range, I'm a dictator, I am like Hitler. So whoever's behaving in that manner is Hitler. That's an archetype, it's an energetic, and Hitler, again, misperception, right? Misperception of, or misleading of, right? Words can cause quite a lot of disturbance in a community, which is also within myself, and then can extend out to others, right? Especially when, like, here's a word. Well, the only reason for disease, literally, people, the only reason for disease is discord, right? Again, chords. So if I'm out of tune because I'm not allowing time, again, the word time, break that word up. Break words apart into many different meanings to get more used to not allowing, so that we don't allow such a charge to be activated within us, because then we're a nuclear atomic atoms, where our body's full of molecular, right, structure, atoms. I have to do the number, is it 306? How many? Is there 365 atoms within the body? I have to do research on that. But they say 365 say demons with, right? When the physical Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, cannibal vessel, the carnal human ego run program mind. I want, need, right? Adam, Eve. It's those are, again, archetypes that we all are. So we can't point at maybe there are beings here, and there are persons, right? Individuals from a specific star system because your navel is your natal chart. You have your own star that you're attached to, your solar plexus, your Christ child that's within you, right? You're, like, my name's Sarah, so my young Sarah, I have to make sure I take care of, and there's a twin, right? A boy and a girl, because we all have masculine, feminine energies. So I want to make sure that my babies are taken care of, that I'm taken care of, that my inner child is not afraid. I have 3 daughters, and I've never in my life, I'm not perfect, and of course I've caused them fear, but for the most part, I can say about myself, I don't cause unnecessary fear in others, or allow people, sort of truth, I don't allow nobody to believe no fucking bullshit. I don't allow bullshit to be served to me. I don't allow someone to say bullshit about me and, call it in front of me. I don't give a shit, whatever. When people are talking behind my back and trying to cause, right, chaos chaos theory, right? They're trying to cause chaos by gossiping and blabbing, right? Like ravens and little blah, 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 blah. People that gossip, goslings, little gooses and ducks, one-ring circuses. I'm going to have to say it, I apologize, but, judicial systems and authoritative, say, forces, that really comes from a fear. We all get stuck in patterns and things by the books. The books are faulty and wrong unless one allows time and space for allowance of proper balance, so one has clarity to comprehend whatever that is that one has. First of all, if that is a job that you are in position of holding, right, then one has extreme responsibility, which we all do because we all are judges. So I'm going to just revert that into a spectrum because it's not about just court system, judicial system, police authority, authoritative, right? NSA, FBI, all the acronym, NASA, etc., right? It's like churches. When the people put so much, it's like with the gods or with what they got, right? A specific god, or it could be like an AA, or it could be television, or it could be a Democratic Party, or whatever. We have to be careful because we are all guilty of hanging on to either a belief or someone or something. Okay, we're all going real fast and like hyper speed and kind of shifting through portals, and everything's water. So if you remember what it's like, more so to be it says to be like a child. So we don't walk around acting like little bratty children and bullies, which is exactly what we say for our children not to behave as. I know, I have 3 daughters currently in physical form, human form, and then many other sons and daughters in numerous other forms. We don't just stick to saying, if we only have comprehension of specific dimensions of form, or seen or unseen, then when one has a reaction, okay, that just means there's not understanding on more of a spectrum, that they still have a little, right, inner work to do, or again, allowance for time, a time and space, right? Sometimes if you have to like, right, quietly even. You don't have to make yourself look like a fool if you feel, but gently, if you get uncomfortable, when you notice that energies are coming up, it's like, oop, there's something, comes up the left leg, right? So it's almost like, you can call it a, right, Eve, and I don't know what you would refer to it as. So it's electricity, but it's like, because it's unseen negative energy, female, which is different than woman, okay, and from dark matter, different from, there's a lot of mix-ups in, because everything shifts, and there's duality, so there's always an opposite, but it doesn't, so we can get twisted up, because elements naturally marry, okay, before they're in the form we're in now. So it's like dough, it's like pizza dough. So it strings out, and it's like a light, you ever see like Mickey Mouse Fantasia, or when he's, with all the and all the light show and or fireworks, but like bands of light. It's quantum, it's astrophysics and quantum mechanics, and so and we're also a binary star system. All star systems are. Solar systems have binary star. It's like a tent. There's like the one, and then us binary. Sirius has 4 A, B, C, D. And also the compass is flipped. Old world map, you'll see. North is down, south is up. My ex, well, not ex, but they say passed away. They say, I heard stories that my boyfriend from childhood was murdered, and I haven't spoken to him. And I'm aware there's many physical deaths as well, because there's been a reincarnation program so that the life not everyone had to experience, right? But all agreed to participate in this program, in this right? We agreed to participate and to be dumbed down so that we wouldn't remember, so that we could just go down and understand on a lower level. Doesn't mean that we were up there and we're going to disappear. It means that we were here, we were at a lower dimension of vibration and consciousness. And a lot of us of vibratory, we levitate, elevate art, because that's the magnet. Like attracts like. It's law of physics. Law of hermeticism. Right? There's a lot to comprehend. So when we don't, and you can't get that from the school systems that we're in now that are over 200 years old and haven't been changed. I know we're in the process of, but there's a lot of dictators and micromanagers, and I'm going to say Satanists, and negative little devils that want to still take others' elements, immortal elements, right? Arcs. If we're reaching outside of ourselves, extending, wanting, wishing, right? Wanton. And any wish, again, every action has a reaction. So be careful what you wish for is way different than saying, allowing stuff to come up, and use your childlike imagination, right? Image, nation, image in your mind's eye. That's our first eye. How is that our third eye? When you're a baby in utero, you're not seeing with your physical eyes like this. You have them, they're developing in the mother's womb, which is what you're, right? And now, in Gaia, the womb and the tomb. This is the judgment of the living and the dead. right? So humans have not even been born as of yet into multidimensional form, right? Still learning, as we are also learning to be human. So it's always hand in hand, equal exchange. Not any one person or any knows all. And if people just want others to join them, right, like a gang, which, you know, we all say that police force is the biggest capital G gang there is. We know it. And I've gotten assaulted by Stanford Police Department 2 times. One time with a concussion. Both times had to go to the hospital. And I'm a mother and a woman, and there is absolutely no reason for that. And I'm not the only one. And my friend Jamie Avalon from way back when also got left in a cell there, you know, and he may have been a drug addict, but people are usually a drug addict or have some kind of addiction, which everyone also has an addiction, and police officers included, and any authoritative or anyone, period. Everyone, period. Do you think because, right, me, a name, I call myself, if I call myself something, I've had lots of jobs in my life. No one can possibly take a statement, especially gathering, you know, if I'm an authority and I took an oath to protect and serve, which I have and I do. But I protect and serve my people, this land, this earth, my land, my headspace, my peace of mind. This is my, you can't rent my space. This is mine. You can't rent it or trade it or talk about it. This is, you can talk all you want, but you're gonna, that would harm you, right? As long as I don't allow, but others sometimes they, you know, which is a lot of the reason why all of us have believed, and me included, all the stories we believe in or things that we allow to give us a charge, right? A charge. So whether you want to call that a court charge or a charge like a credit card or a charge like a, or a charge like I'm going to charge at you, or I'm going to charge you with what? A sentence. What's a sentence? A bunch of words that are what? Created by humans, man, that are what? A spell. They're spelled. I have to spell words with letters. So all words are spells if not used in proper manner. If I'm saying them with intention, like how I'm talking right now. I'm careful with my words and I'm not using so many because it's unnecessary for me to do so. So it's not a matter of me talking in a manner that I feel better or less than, or I'm only coming from pure truth, and this is where I'm laying it out all on the table, right? I'm sharing my bread, my unleavened bread, because I'm only coming from the binary star system. This is the twin flame. This is where the parallel universes are coming together, right? And so within, so without, as above, so below, which is right where I am right here, rains on down. So what am I serving on my tree of life? Am I bringing good fruit? Or am I fucking flinging shit and right? And so think that comes from like, look, sorry, my time, right? If I'm like, that's like, up here, and since I'm showing this, I'm just, look, this is twin flame tattoo, right? This is love. And nobody should ever put their two bodies together or lust after another's, okay? It's one thing to appreciate. I can appreciate beauty of, first of all, my plant, myself, but I also don't have to, as you see, I'm not all dolled up. I'm coming as I am. Right? Come as you are. And that means learn to love oneself and forgive and allow space and time for things to kind of dissolve. Let words dissolve, you know, when, because we can get an attachment to the word or an idea of something. And that's how we've run our life. We all have. And I can relate more than anyone how hard it is to slow down. Because I'm a worker bee, whatever job I'm doing. Like, you know, I'm a mom, but I've also always, you know, grown up in the restaurant business. I went to culinary school, you know, so I've had my own catering business. I've had my own private chef business. I've worked with a lot of caterers and restaurants and delis and bars and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Personal trainer. Like I said, mom of three. I've always had my own place, so to speak. I had, you know, have I needed help? Yes. Do I have supportive parents that have been loving and supportive and nurturing? You know, yes. I've learned, you know, because again, we look at things as what, positive or negative or good or bad. One could say, my parents are total fucking assholes. And they are. Presently. I think we all in the shitter down in hell, which hell is just another one of my names. And I think quite a lot of others have that name too. They can raise hell and be hellish, but it's only a name that carries a vibration. And I don't use my energy to harm others or create negative, you know, just because somebody else uses my name and writes a story about it. If somebody else believes that it's a place or something else, then I don't know. It's something that you've believed, and because I may be a magnetic, right? I mean, I love magenta pixie fairies. Because, sorry, I'm getting a little. Little mini fairy download. Sorry. Hold on one sec. Mm-hmm. Sorry, bear with me. Right? Bear is God, right? Or bear down, right? Laboring. Like when we're, hold on one second. Okay, because like what I'm doing now, right? If so I'm allowing, that's allowing time and space. So I was in the middle of, right, speaking with you all about, well, I was about to talk about magnet and mirror, so I can go back to what I was just saying. However, I'm going to explain what was just occurring. So you can have awareness, and some may also have just clicked. And also have those same experience like I do, so they can relate. And others of you that don't, that's like it's a download, right? So it's information coming in, and it's like coming in, it's elementally. So I don't see it with my eyes like this, but I have awareness of my physical vessel because it's clean, you know? It's like we're like in the, this is kind of like a good analogy. This is like a gelish kind of water. and think all elements are like, and little electromagnetic thoughts, all those little glitter things are like little shards, right? So they can be glittery or they can be mercurial, right? I could have like a, look, I have tourmaline card here. So it could be like that, or it could be like that, right? Like selenite, or it could be, and black tourmaline's actually, it's not bad. It's nothing's bad. I'm just showing the opposite. This is more of like mirrored. Well, right? So this would be more reflective, and this is more vibrational, more high vibrational. So is one better or worse? No, they just do different things. And duality, there's, you know, there's gotta be balance. There, you know, two sides, two balanced sides to everything. First of all, you can't just take partial of something. Again, that's why I have an issue with the systems, with court system, with schools, education system, pharmaceuticals, human trafficking, suing, I'll sue you, paper. You know, when you could write your name with your right hand on the right hand path, that's see. First of all, when we go to a doctor, when we go to a hospital and have a baby, they prick the sole of baby's foot, right? Your soul. So the blood, the red blood comes out. So they put that in their blood bank in their pocket, and then we go signing on birth certificates because we think that's what we're supposed to do. But that's the government, which fine, and I have no issue with any, again, sectors, any creation of anything. It's just about bringing things to light and balance. So, but this is just a very important issue that needs to be discussed, obviously, because things are way out of control. Capitalism, capitalizing, causing Ponzi schemes, which is just a drama, like a devil's pyramid or triangle of terror or whatever you want to call it, Bermuda Triangle, Ponzi scheme, right? Pyramid of power. And this is how inflation and whatever occurs. And this is chaos theory. So I'll send out a positive and a negative, right? Positive and negative thought, or I'll talk about somebody. I could create a story. I got to have a story. And my story has to have truth mixed with lies. So I'd have to say, you know, today, and I went with, you know, whatever, and so whatever. I'm not good at making up stories. All the news, how about that? Most of the news, that's all run on algorithms, and they bring down, again, they have awareness of the astrology where things are aligned. So then, and every name carries a vibration or story. So they repeat certain narratives and use certain numbers and schemes, again, with football, with all the sporting events, you know, Illumina, and now that is also different, but same, the government, even down to the news and when they, and it's 333. Funny. Down to, you know, when they make political campaigns and have speeches and what have you, they say certain names at certain times and what have you to bring the vibration down to try to create a... So it's important that all are aware how much you babble, what shit comes out of your mouth, and what the fuck you believe, and what the fuck you're paying attention to, right? At ease, motherfuckers. Don't let no man nor outside influence control you or micromanage you or dictate to you or tell you or influence you in some manner by putting an implant in your head. You know, we could say, oh, and all this stuff with the... It's like, if I get so afraid thinking all this other stuff, but I can't even allow myself to have a clear balance. I'm running off of other people's program. Remember, you down with OPP? So that's other people's, well, not property, program. And most are running off of a faulty program as well. Trojan horse, a virus. And I'm aware, I'm going to say like a Satan, a woman that used to work for AT&T way back when in Monmouth, New Jersey, was able to engineer the telecommunications program and was not qualified to do so. So again, when we give people jobs that they're not qualified for, or just like, oh, that's cool, when you say, oh, okay, yeah. Other people get hurt, and not just whoever that is, but then it causes ripples, it causes waves, it causes a storm, it causes, having, first of all, going back to that, when you let Satan write your telecommunications program, and or whatever you want to call that, and then that person, because the Irish McGovern said it was fine, and then Cheryl goes to someone else who looks like me and sounds similar to my last name. So a lot of the time too, when somebody sounds like somebody else's name, others can get very confused. Like there's a Hitler, and then there was a guy named Histler, right? Like a snake, and like the T, ding, which brings energy, boom, right down to the bottom. If you don't have a circle around your cross, you have chaos. Then you only have a positive and a negative shooting out all over. Shoot. And most of them are negative. That's the ones that go shooting. The positive just go here. The negative are like ting. That's Star Wars. Shoot. And most people, it's 336, are running around shooting shit out their fucking heads all over the place. Ding. I need to know. Coming from. That's a firing range. It's like, yo, motherfucker, you're like coming at me like a tank. See how words work, right? Like a lightning storm. If I start yelling at you, right, I'm throwing lightning at you. So sorry if I just scared you, right? So it's about how it feels like. What does that feel like? Or what does that sound like? Or that word almost sounds like that could have gotten real fucked up. So, and then it's like, ha. So again, remember what it's like to be a child. We don't have to be like, I'm such an idiot. No, we're not. No one's an idiot. No one. I'll give the judge a big fat kiss right on his cheek. And, it's like people need to lighten up a little though, because that's what being a light being is. Holding on to thoughts and negative thoughts and energies brings us down. So then we're grumpy and we're like, and we're not getting what we want, and we're allowing shit, right? Because the booty is also just like the pineal gland, and it's a nerve center, right? Like what I call it, all that heads or tails, right? Heads or tails. So, if you picked tails, then you picked emotions, which again is on the left side of the left foot, coming up from the ground. The electromagnetic negative energy that arises within everyone's physical vessel, and it's just unknown. And it's what you're going to do with that 0.5%, which you don't own. That's just free energy. That's just recycled energy. So when others don't know that, others try to take control of us, put us in a workforce. That's like, Pharaoh and the pyramid, and we're all in, where? Rome, I think now, but Exodus was like the last few weeks or whatever. Oh, now I think I just opened my Bible today that my baby friend Jonathan Carr had given me, and I love this Bible actually. I have a lot to share with you guys today. I don't, but I think my Hermes is coming soon, so I may get bumped off. We'll just play it by ear and go with the flow and keep rolling as we go. But that's what's so important, because then we learn how to stay present, and that's how we receive our gifts from, right, the Lord. And Joseph, for the record, from the Bible, and then extended to many other names, right? But biblically speaking, Joseph was never respected by his brothers because of his imagination, right? Imagination, his dreams. But most of our thoughts are dreams. You think just when you go to sleep you dream? What about when you're driving and or washing dishes? It's like, right? You're in that dream state. Or just looking out the window or at the clouds. Or like I just was earlier, downloading, there was like, we'll say downloading information, but it's allowing, say, light language, mana, other elementals. That's the red bloodline. Anything outside of this vessel is the red bloodline, which everyone else is also part of. But we all have different spectrums and elements of whom we are, what we hold in our cup, in our own holy grail, right? We all own 9/10 of our land, which is your body. What I do not own is the 0.5%, again, emotions, energy and motion that arises within the physical vessel. And then it's like, I'm a little teapot, short and stout, here's my handle, because that's a positive. But the negative, it's like Planet X, comes up and out the other side. If I stand with my arms open and my legs open, I am Planet X. You are Planet X. You are a tree of life, your own tree of life. You are your own holy grail, right? Your own ocean. Your body is more than, I don't know the exact number, but 70-something%, right? Salt water. Here's my desert. Salt water, right? Creates an electrical current. We're vibrating electrical beings. Everything is electric. It's an electromagnetic universe. We're also in an organic universe. Angels and demons is just either you're acting in a divine manner and you're in the business of equal energy exchange, right? So then we're creating harmony, balance, balancing all systems, right? We're all reconcilers and debt collectors and accountants. You're accountable for what you dish out and what you allow in. We're all learning how to create a more healthy boundaries, right? So like this teeter-totter thing, right? If I allow a negative energy to arise within my physical vessel, the positive comes up and out. I'm a little teapot. I was a nursery school teacher too and a mom, so I can nursery rhyme all I want. Thank you very much for the adults out there. Anyway, and again, it's better to play with words. Sing, dance, and be silly. Don't take yourself so fucking serious, you know? Because then you got like tight little wedgies up your butt, and then you're walking around like, right? I mean, even like, think of the posture of the people, right? People walk body language. Anyhow, so negative energy, electromagnetic negative charge that arises within the physical vessel, okay? It's a current. That is really unknown though. It's slick. We don't really see it coming. That's why they're like the silent assassins, right? We can use words like that. Or, because again, play with the words, people. Everyone has gotten so uptight. It's like, I'm trying to figure out why everybody's like freaking out. And it's because a word triggers anybody, right? Because what I may mean with a word, every word has at least 4 meanings, a minimum. 5. Minimum. So if I put 5 words in a sentence, right? Like, Cora, I'll sentence you. Or, what is a court but a playing field? It's a legalese game on words. So if we don't know our rights, which they try to take our time and energy away so quick, throw the book at you, and like literally they're coming for blood now and physical harm, which is not okay. When you guys are imbalanced and you're going off of other people's unprocessed emotions and energy and then opinions that are half-assed because they're only off on processed emotions, that'd be half-assed because they weren't processed properly. They're coming out the right side like a bang. It's like shooting yourself in the head. Bang. Or when someone's speaking to me, or there's a situation, or another is having a hard time, or there's chaotic energy that I don't quite know what it is. It's just, right, sometimes we just feel that way because who we are elementally, whatever's aligned in your natal chart, okay? Not just your sun sign. That's only your ego. You need to know your moon and your rising sign. Because your rising sign is how we see you, how others see you. And your moon sign is how you feel internally inside. So I feel like, but then when I express myself, others see me. So I'm an Aquarius moon, so inside I have a lot going on, but it's very peaceful and very balanced and in tune, in touch. I can connect with the outer cosmos because what is outside of you is also what is in you, and vice versa. But if you're so busy being a busybody and in everybody else's business in some energetic form or mental form, but then you guys are trying to govern others' mentals. You know, there's a reason I do not like to say my last name, and I have a right to not say my last name, my family name, to anyone. My name is Sarah, and I also don't even have to say that. That's one of my names. I'm also Mom. I'm also Sar, also Ra, also Rara, also, you know, Lilith, Kali, Durga, Artemis, Athena. So I have to go. And these are stories that were created by man to describe who I am. And then there's others that are also part of, right? So then if I say I am, then I get told I'm not, or I think I am, blah, 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 or whatever. I don't ever say I am any of those. Unless it's supposed to come out of my mouth because I'm energetically in tune and I'm connecting with another multidimensional being and we're going through whatever we're doing because we're in that present moment, going through, because everything's water. So we're allowing the current, because you can't, I think you've all seen like tsunamis and what have you, you can't hold water. And water is consciousness. Every planet is water, including the sun. You're breathing water right now. The air is just a smaller, right? More fine particles, right, that have been and then come back down. Right? And marijuana, by the way, also, spirits, first of all, should be eliminated. Drinking is demons. So those that drink alcohol, which is also a star system, which is also the fallen star, is in the occult. There's bars and alcohol all over. When you ingest one, 7 more come. They call it spirits for a reason. It's ingesting the spirit. And instead of the spirit of the divine spirit, you're ingesting. And then, right, and the jinn are the invincible spirits. The Hu jinn were here before the human. Okay, but the elementals, the Elohim, see, Hu jinn is unseen. It's energy before there's form. It's the rays, the colors of the rainbow, the different vibrational rays of the rainbow. But that came after the dark. Like I have my, don't mind this because I have a whole bunch of, it looks a little cuckoo, it looks crazy, so don't. I had to move. I started writing this morning and then I had to go onto my books and I ended up writing like 5 pages of downloaded stuff. But you know, in the dark, God created chaos. A God, the acronym, these are acronyms. Okay, God is generator, operator, destroyer. You are too. You're a generator. You're an electrical being vibrating. If you look at your hands under a microscope, you'll see that it's all really teeny tiny little particles. Nothing solid mass. Even though it's solid, right? And just because others created a language doesn't mean we don't all speak the same language. No one does. And no two ever are going to perceive or see anything or feel, experience anything exactly same. So classrooms and all that, and do this and do that, and statistics and numbers and what have you. And I had to speak to, again, officers. They want our last name, and then I get attacked and arrested. And then they write different things down instead of what I was arrested for. And it was, and first of all, this is, I take care of a man that has dementia and addictions. And I work with people. I have a background. I don't need to show you. I have a background in all of these things due to my experience, due to my nature in many forms. And I'm an alchemist. So it's alchemizing, being aware of, because everything, the only constant in this world is change. And when you don't understand elements, you know, not only am I a chef, so I have baking and knowledge on different chemicals and what have you, besides that on diseases and et cetera, okay? When we have knowledge of such, and then the human anatomy and the different vibrations of beings, and when others act a certain way, it affects us in different ways and creates elemental changes within the vessel, chemical reactions, which creates an atomic nuclear bomb of such. So you as well are full of atoms. So if you do not have ability to, right, able, if you're going to be Cain-minded, carnal-minded, and Abel was the whatever, meat eater, and he is. He's also likes veggies too. And who cares? Everything's edible, just don't eat bullshit. And don't drink somebody else's fucking poison, which is bullshit. Or artificial unintelligence, which is bullshit. If it don't resonate with you, we don't have to, if someone always trying to get somebody else to agree, they're a bully. They need somebody else to be on their team or gang up with them in order to try to dominate you because they're uncomfortable with a way that they're feeling, or they wanted something, or they had an expectation, or they're jealous, or again, 7 deadly sins 101. So figure out which one applies, and probably all of them at once, and etc. And then if you allow it, you're guilty too. If anybody's been in AA, that's one of the most, you know, AA and II, but they can get all funky too. Because then they can grip onto a meeting that becomes their addiction. Or they become little dictators there. Everybody wants to be a fucking dictator and a teacher when they can't even stay in their own fucking yard and in their own house and in their own. It's like, we can appreciate things, but if you send it out mentally or like feeling wise, you're leaking like a squid. It's seen. That's why what you do comes back to you, because you're dishing it out like a satellite dish. You're feeding it. Or you're not giving, like, I have better fruit, but I'm going to give this, or I'm not going to get. It's like, when it's about, it's like bumper cars or like a video game, us avatars. So when we're present, right? Are you present? I am. That's what I am means. I don't need a name. Right? Others need to say, I need a name only so someone can refer to me as, or call me sensei, so I have awareness that they're referring, right, to me at that present moment. Otherwise, why do I need my name? In old shamanism and all old death and rebirth and Osiris, whether you go into Indian Native, Native American, Native. Now, we don't say Indian, Pleiadian say. People that aren't what they are use other derogatory names, and they say that they're that. Like, if people are running around saying, I'm a healer. See, that's like, that's bullshit. We don't say that. Do I have ability to do so? Yup. Naturally. But I don't call myself anything because I don't need to. Because then I'm holding myself to that position. Right? The word devil means contract. And within a contract, there's always clauses. There's always snakes. There's always other words that either, like, if you hear the word, say, supposedly, or how about myth? Actually, the word mythos means facts. Heads or tails. That the old coin had history on one side and mythos or mythology on the other. And which is which? Think of that. That's a good one. All right, put that in your pipe and smoke it while I smoke mine. Mythos, mythology. First of all, there's an ology at the end there, right? So that's a lot more scientific sounding to me than his story. But I don't know. I'm just a girl. Getting beat up by police officers and falsely arrested. And then they tell me I can possibly have a 5 to 10 year charge. So let me just get into that for a minute because I'm going to definitely I have to put this out there. So I was charged with, I think, assaulting an elderly. Oh my God. And interfering with police, which I did not at all. They actually, it's like I was more cooperative than, I don't know how I could have been less of a threat. I spoke to them not how I was just bouncing around. I spoke to them. I had bare feet. I didn't have a bra on. I'm in a t-shirt. I was going to do laundry. But the gentleman that I care for, whom has dementia, went to his doctor about a week before that, and he does like to tell quite a lot of stories and has a lot of emotional baggage with him, which we all do, which is why him and which I totally very much love and care for this man. He's an older man. He's like Uncle Grandpa. He's also, we can call him Trader Joe's, Mr. Joe. And now, no one's all bad. We all have moments, okay? And when others are unaware of the situations of what are occurring, right, on a, say, cosmic level, on a quantum level, on an astrological level, and then here in the here and now, again with the psyche and the emotional body and how it affects the physical body and what's occurring, it's quite a lot. So when there's not knowledge, if another does not have that knowledge, then you do not have the right to judge at all whatsoever. At all. And especially when you don't allow time for another person to express the current situation so that one has the ability to also gather the information and can gain knowledge and then come from a balanced position of authority with an oath to protect and serve. I have to at least hear two sides of what is going on. I have to be much more gentle and not so militant, because militant, just think about that in any realm. How do you respond if someone is pointing or rushing you okay? And when people have addictions and emotional things, and then their doctors give them a bunch of pain medication that they should not, and a bunch of other prescription drugs that, again, quack, quack. Because no pill will ever fix you. If you ask a doctor if they're in the healing business, they will tell you to get out because they're only pedal pushers. But then we have others having the nerve to not only suck all the elements out of the earth. Do you know that America uses over 2/3% of the motherfucking energy of this whole earth? Pigs. And you can't slow down? Talk about wanting. Talk about Rome. Talk about, if anybody's watched Spartacus and knows who Bacchiatus and his disgusting slut wife and all that disgusting fucking whorish disgust, that's all, that's Everybody's like looking outside, da 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 da. So if you're extending outside yourself and idolatrizing and wanting and, ooh, I wish, and yeah, but that's that, taking other people's for glamour, that's called, right? How does the devil come? All are guilty for making deals with devil. All watch TV, all gang up like, yeah, 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 yeah. What are you, red or blue? Political, Democrat, Republican, you like whatever, sports, which again, sporting events, sporting, that's like Biff, Back to the Future. They bet with the numbers and astrology, etc. They use the numbers. They don't care about the people. That's Gladiator. That's Spartacus. They use them to watch to get fucked, and then they don't care. Just like people in a job, just over broke. And money was created how? It is the root of all evil. So unless you knew where your roots come from or so the origin of something, how it was created, it's like, have your glasses, shut the fuck up. Unless you're going to sit down and have a conversation with me, be in my court. You're not going to drag me into your court or create a false case on false evidence due to somebody else's inability to control their emotions, which I have awareness of. So when, this is a good example also, because I'm going to go two sides here to give the police credit, and also, and not just police, policing. You know, again, that word, anyone that is policing, period, in any form, but also the police department, specifically Stamford, Connecticut Police Department, I'm personally speaking of, because that's the experience I'm having. And they're not all, again, I'm not, there's a lot of awesome people that I absolutely, and I have no problem, again, even with any of the people that I just had an array of, you know, I had 4 gentlemen, 3 or 4, I don't know, jump on top of me and attack me because I didn't want to say my last name. And I didn't say it like, no, I'm not saying it. I was already giving to officers my state, I was completely cooperating and having a actually lovely conversation with them, and they were gathering the understanding of what was currently going on. That the gentleman that I care for, he can sometimes get a little bit, would like a little bit more, and doesn't get touchy, but his feelings, because people, everyone wants affection and to be loved, so jealousy can arise, or, right, so it's an abrupt, right? Sometimes we don't know why we feel so strongly about someone else. So it's like the old man in bed or whatever. It's like, it's okay, it's okay. And if someone's drinking or especially taking prescription medication, which I don't care what way you twist that, it's a fucking drug, and that's what kills you and slows you down. It's like putting cat litter in your system. Ridiculous. Marijuana is a plant, and it's made from Canis major and Canis minor for Cain's children, which is all human, and it does cure cancer. It opens the passageways within the neurological communication system so that the binary system is able to communicate with itself, both hemispheres of the brain. It also helps to rid the body. It's good for you. It's meant. If, and again, that goes if you feel it's for you. But if you have a faulty because of what, right? Again, where does that come from? That energy of, well, they said, who said? They did. Who the fuck is they? The word they means, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because it means, and not always, but however, if I'm blaming they, that means I am generalizing, I'm believing something that's out there, right? Like you're honest, way out there, because I heard it, or because I was taught it, or told it, or carried it with me since I was a child, because my parents always said, this is that, or da da da. And then when I went to school, I met friends, and then they told me, we all talked about that. Or then I went to school, and this is what we learned, so that's what it is, and this is what we always see on TV, and oh, remember that, and da 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 da. So that's just because that's how we, again, right, head down, like looking at our books. But again, I'm going to say we all agreed to these things. So if we get twinging right now, take a breath or hum, buzz it out, let things dissolve, words included. They don't have to be anything. I don't have to call anything or put it in a box or point to it and say that's it and da 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 da. I can allow when something comes up, what is that, right? Negative thought comes out, or this is alchemy, right? The negative energy, the electromagnetic charge comes up the left leg. Don't know what it is. It's like a little parasitic magnet. Ding, 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 ding. That can also be like Eve cheating with father. But it's not. Just because lightning could keep coming around, right? And if the 3D is all you working on, you're bing, 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 bing. You're a ping pong, and you're jolting lightning back down into the ground. Negative energy. Right? Which creates a whole nother shitload of antimatter. That's the whole antimatter zone, which is different than the dark matter. Dark matter, comes first from up in the ether. The ether is not comes first like that. No, but it's from the ether, peace, before there's any vibration, sound, or anything. And then moves across the water. And one always creates another. A mirrored image, which wouldn't have any vibration or movement as of yet, right? So that's spirit moving. So in first element, hydrogen, helium, everything's water, right? And Lil, air. Water turns into air, breath, right? And then chaos, created because that's the positive. And then the negative. And white is negative, black is positive. That's why they say white man double. But it's not. It's like, again, it's just that, well, y'all know, if you guys do wire and all that, white is negative, black is positive. Which is how it is. But black, skin-wise, absorb all color, right? Like the sun, Apollo, absorb all golden, absorb all color, golden like honey, which never ever goes bad unless somebody poisons it with something, which they did in Rome. And which, again, there's some that, your word is your bond and vibration creates form. So when we say things and we go back on our word or what have you, no, you're guilty. You don't get to say one thing and then do another or what have you. Your intention is 9/10 of the weight of the imperial weight of what you're dishing out, putting out into the waters. Right? And this is also my magnet, fifth element. This is my navigation system, my compass. I have to be able to use this more so than anything. And I have to be able to back it. Right? Or I could say my sword of truth, right? This is my sword. This is my, the hands will be here. This is the, what the fuck it called? Oh gosh, I'm having like, the till? Fuck it called? The balancing part of the sword. Anyway, sword of truth. Right? My lance. My sword's hanging there. Right? Also, my sword in my right hand. I'm going to use my sword because, again, energy comes in the left hand, out the right. So if somebody's pointing their fingers at you, see, I won't even do that. It's like I'll just, I don't know. Because if someone points a finger, they are directing, right, energy right at you, lightning bolt. Pa! That's a lot of energy, especially if somebody's yelling and pointing at you. They've just turned you into their firing range. They are shooting missiles, right? Rabbit ears is devil. And the rabbit, there's a story with that too, that, with the witch. And what is a witch? First of all, if you understand energy, which is what science and, do you see your electricity go on when in your house? It's there though. You change your channel on your remote. If you watch TV, I don't watch TV, but you use your remote, right? And your remote, which I do use, you don't see that. You know, you need new batteries when it doesn't work, but you don't see the current go from the TV. And if I point my remote at the TV in his room, it's not going to work. Or on the other side of the wall, it's not going to do anything. You know, it's only going to operate, right? Bluetooth with the communication system, the ping that it's like binary star system that it's communicating with. Same thing. Remember the game Pong? Same thing. Ping, pong, ping, pong. Or take words like for the sounds bouncing off the walls. How's they always been able to hear and spy on us? Sounds bouncing off the wall. What it would be like to be a fly on the wall. And a fly does what? Bzzz, carries vibration. So it carries the message on little form. Little Lord of the Flies. What else? Sorry, I'm jumping back and forth and all over, and I know I didn't finish quite a few other things that I started with earlier. I apologize. Going back to the mirror and the magnet, I want to go back there because, okay, I'm like the mirror and the magnet. So also, so are you, right? And Earth has an electromagnetic sphere around it because, again, this is twin flame, binary star system, whatever you want to refer to it as, right? Because words are just things that we can call to try to relate to one another so we can communicate. And we can't all just expect groups of people to go, and be there. And then we're allowing others to feed off of that's Archon. We're on the Archons and the Rothschilds and the vampires and the pyramids of powers and the ones that don't want to take care of their internal, this whole area. They just want to or sacral chakra crap, you know? They're running around fucking, or they're sticking shit in themselves, or whatever. And we're all guilty of doing shit. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not, like, judging it, like, in that way. But, however, those of us that are of higher vibrational intelligence, you know, it's like, wake up and smell the coffee now. Like, enough bullshit. I hope everyone's in there. We're all in our... The more we relate rather than compare, because that's all of us. We're all responsible. No one's a villain, no one's a victim, and no one's a savior alone. We're all saviors to this whole world, because the world is the collective consciousness that's swirling around, which is way different than my earth. And my earth is not your earth. Your body is the 9/10 of land that you motherfucking own. That's your earth. This is mine. My daughters are not mine. I don't own them. But somehow my mother seems to think at some point in time that she had some kind of rights over my children, or was going to slowly push us away from each other with work. And okay, and am I mad at her? I'm still not mad at her. However, when others, okay, because I could be considered the black sheep, so when others are expecting, right, a person, I'm going to use myself as an example, and she's not the only one. I'm just using my poor mother as an example presently, so I love you, Mom, so much, and there's no animosity at all whatsoever, just to clarify, but I have to use because it's truth. So, you know, my mom, I love her. She was, you know, her story, she was adopted. I think that there's some feelings of neglect and abandonment from Abaddon, who I currently also help take care of on the other side of the wall. I think it's her long lost papa. I'm gonna say that out loud too, and I apologize, but this shit needs to come out, and I'm done with this. You guys need to just stop it. Oh my God, and it's goodness, I should say. It's 414. Shut the fucking door. That means 144. Also, I could jump like you. Anyhow, every number also carries a vibration and is very important. That's pretty beautiful. Foundation and one foundation. And you know, we all, I'm only saying this because I feel that way too, Mama Sue and Papa Uncle, Papa Joe. and all of you, because we can all feel abandoned, and we can all want to hide things and cover them up, or bury them, and not believe the because but not believe what precisely, because she, right, didn't even know her truth yet. But we can take on a negative feeling or a thought, and that's exactly how easy it is, that how we can get a bad rap, right? Or or somebody else can spin a false perception, because on the surface they can look like they're, right, they're looking good, right? They're looking real good with their mask, right? Walking around in a nice car and a job and a house, which again, if I work for things. I don't take what I don't have. I before in past, I think I have, definitely with my parents. I've stolen from my parents. But I also believe in my true heart, well, anything I've ever taken from anybody, first of all, karma-wise, because a lot of stuff, it's like, why did I do that? Because I'm not like a thief. I'm not naturally a thief. So for me, anytime I've ever taken from anybody, it's like, what the fuck, why would I have to, and I have a woman I used to work for, I'm going to say Denise Nadler. I've taken money from her before. And like little things, but like not, and like, and that makes me feel very guilty. So I only say that now again because I am aware I've had people take from me too. And there's a difference when people have stolen out of, being just an asshole or shisty, shady motherfuckers. Or I've also had an awareness. Like my boy Tito has a couple things of mine that don't belong to him, but it made me giggle when I know he had them, because that's like my baby little boy, and I'm also like, I can say like he's like my mama in other dimensions. I see him in, and like the best mama I ever had, and he's a guy. And also, we're crazy little Tasmanian devils and Latin king and queens and a whole bunch of other fun stuffs. And those are just names, so don't be getting all technical on your little fucking authoritative boxes of crap to try to write shit down, because I don't mean it that way. That's not how it is, so don't even try it. Anyway, so, however, so but he had a few things in mind. One being like my Bluetooth speaker that I needed for like personal training, and I was like, and I love that thing. It took me a long time to get that, but right, my last name's Spica, my family name, and the star system that is attached to my karma, which is why I didn't want to say my family name to those police officers, because I'm aware my last name is code name for like attack or kill or code whatever. Cody, code. You guys, again, a word is a program, is a code, and has a trigger. So depending on the being, and I have awareness of beings, the other two officers were fine, and then a third decided to approach, and he was more the techno red-eye robot, which I still have no problem with, Vesta. However, Vesta, because your name's getting put right out there too. You decided to put your hands on me, and that was not a good idea. So, because that's not nice. You should have the ability to hold your horses and not interfere with your other two comrades that are gathering information from a stable side, which if there was allowance for that to finish occurring, they could have spoken to the people at the front desk, because everyone here knows who I am. And I help as many people as I can and never ask for money, and I never take what I don't need. Because I work for God, the gods, divinity. I come from and right now, doesn't mean I didn't used to, I've been a fucking hustler, motherfuckers. Hustler meaning work my fucking ass off my whole life, carrying 3 jobs, taking care of a single family house with 3 daughters, 2 dogs, 2 cats, mowed my own lawn, painted my own bathrooms, had my basement leak all the time because I was on a hill, so my basement would flood. It was an old house built in 1936, and I used to have electrical fires in the walls, not like bang fires, but like things would go out. So it was numerous, mold, so many things. And I had that house for 12 years. I took care of it. And I needed help throughout the way. Yes. Especially from my said parents. We all need help. We all need financial help. We all need emotional help. We all need help getting through emotional things that we've experienced or that we think, and then it allows, right, that thought to fester into, brew into a storm. Susan, right? Brewster, brewing up a storm up there. Or we could say witches, pharmaceuticals, cuticles, quarter moons, sneaking in others' tombs, wanting to sue for all inheritance, everyone's lot. My father's name's Lutz, like Lou. I could say I'm Lou, Sefer too, and Luciferian again is an energy that comes through you as well, whoever's listening and watching this. So what do you do with yours? Just like how do you drive your car? You have Satan energy in you too. It's not just a person outside of you. Do you try to govern other people's mentals too? And you're being a government official, right? Trying to dictate and say you should or da da da. Sometimes people come to us with their opinion, you know, their unprocessed thoughts, or they just need to talk. Sometimes just don't take it also, like allow them to just be a sounding board when you can be. Right? Discernment. You'll know more where you should or shouldn't be. Right? Like, you know, shouldn't be there. What your mama say? You shouldn't have been there. You should have kept your hands to yourself. Right? You should have watched your mouth. Please wipe your feet before coming in the door. Right? It's just common respect, right, for the other. It's 2 laws. Treat others how you would like to be treated, and to thine own self be true. So that doesn't mean, oh, I know who I am. I know. No. That's only 3% of who the fuck you is. You got 1% from one solar system, 1% from the other star system. That's mama, and that's your daddy in human form. And you create the Y. So zinc, copper, and Y. Magneted to the ground. Nobody's stuck here. We all have, Earth is a school of love. And this should be, or Lucifer's playground, right? This should be fun now. Not, I'm gonna sue you, I'm gonna get you, sucker, and rah. It's like, yo, you guys need to chill the fuck out. Just a tad. You guys come for actual blood and physical, like, and look at this shit. All these tricks. And for it to serve its purpose, again, I have no problem with it. But now, it's time. Time's up. The time is always now. You'll be on my time. I'm on my time. You're on your time. Right now, for me, it's 4:23 on the clock. That my cable one. If I look at a different clock, I could say something else. Somewhere else in, you know, California is 3 hours behind here. It's only 1:23 there. China. Ooh, China. Ooh, China. Oh, I had a joke the other day, let me just say, right? Because they stole the Ark of the Covenant. They melted down all the immortal elements. They created money. I'm going to whiz this one out, and I'm sorry, but I'm mad, and it's just going to... You can rewind. You requested, so we rewind. Sorry. So, and then, you know, after all the silver and gold was done being bartered and traded for, you know, precious jewels and gems and whatever else was brought at the trades there, you know, one decided that, and I apologize, I know I'm in a no smoking room, but he should be mad at me alone. I, you know, heard it through the grapevine that after all that was gambled, it's funny, somebody's doctor's last name is Gamble, with the first matching name like mine, another match, So funny how they, right, intertwist and create different narratives to keep their merry-go-round or Ferris wheel, circus wheel, one-ring circus going. All these one-ring circus, you can only keep them spinning for so long. So, because the Ark of the Covenant was stolen, right? It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark, so we're all aware of these stories, right? I mean, I'm not saying anything that's not common knowledge. Also, when you use your last name, if an officer says, "Who are you?" and you say your name, and then they say, "What's your last name?" and you give it, you are saying that you are lost at sea, you don't know who you are, and that you need assistance governing your mentals. That's why they're called the government mules, right? So, but if you don't say your last name, then they attack you and arrest you, and they write down charges that are absolutely ridiculous. And not for nothing, but again, I've never gotten in trouble with the police in my life. I don't cause trouble. I've been a mother and a worker, and again, I don't walk around looking for trouble or ever harming myself. My daughters, I've always loved and allowed to grow and nurture them and treat them as they are. They're all different. I don't expect one to respond or be like the other, or they're different. I have to be, and they miss their mother, and I miss them very much. And I don't appreciate other people getting in the way of love and family and togetherness, because I have no comprehension of that kind of jealousy or that kind of behavior, because I can't at all understand or comprehend that. You know, when people use authorities as weapons, I don't think that's fair either. You know, I have a lot of compassion for military and police and anyone that is sticking their fucking neck out there and walking into a situation they have no idea what to expect. So when one that has done this before, and I know this occurs on multiple levels, so I'm not going to blame one person, but this has been a repetitive issue with this one person that I'm dealing with this presently in the moment. And again, that also has a lot of mental health issues and emotional issues. And then one could say, why am I dealing with it? Well, who else should be? And I've already also experienced, because I never wanted to use the state or anything as like a hang on, but I did used to have to go to like neighbor to neighbor. And even though I worked my ass off, I lived in Greenwich, Connecticut, okay? So mad fucking money, ridiculous money for, right? But I was always able to make it juggle and work best I can. I'm not perfect at all whatsoever. I'll have to get into the rest of my, story. I've gone through crazy shit my whole life. And also, since I've been a little girl, I've really lived in other people's houses since I was little. I was, abandoned, so to speak, or kicked out of my house, or pushed off, or, or loved. I had a lot of love. But I remember not always feeling so like my dad, big drinker and very hot-headed and German, so very militant, and totally love it. My father's taught me more than, my father's taught me how to work on so many things and be smart and engineer. His temper is another story, and can you have a conversation with him? It's very hard to. Because he's very hot-headed and doesn't ever have time, right? As soon as it's like, what do you want? Or can feel like he's giving you a favor if he's giving you his time, including with customers, as well as family members and etc., friends, all, right? Which I experienced too, just because when we're a friend or a family, that doesn't give another one a right to treat us in a manner that you're not entitled then to treat me in a manner that's not nice. Just because I'm your family or your friend, or I'm showing you I care about you, or do you need something, and then you're gonna take it, and then you're gonna, right? That's that means there's different things I'm speaking of here, but one has an expectation and the other thinks he's owed, right? So understanding the psyche of others' behaviors also, and patterns, because people are patterns. And also, people are planets. So prime directive, if you're seeking out other planets, you're seeking out people, human traffickers. And I don't appreciate such things at all, whatsoever. You're seeking out other beings to experiment. Cut the shit. Worry about your own goddamn self. And if you're balanced or not. And where are you coming from? Because karma, just like a car, right? This is my drive. When I make a decision, my energy comes up, and then here's the 1%, 0.5%, and 0.5% in the thoughts. So what'd you bet? Did you bet heads or tails? Right? Some of them thought they were gonna, when others' impression was that they were gonna get others' land, and they're making all these deals and trades and took all our land as women and what have you, and then use our energy, and then use women as either a maiden or a property or a doll or a white or a maid or a whatever. Sister, want us to be, why aren't you like this? How come you aren't like that? Da 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 da. Well, let me just explain something. Who are you? And what are you bringing to the table? Why are you feeling entitled that you need some kind of special, but then if we need something different, we just want a little time. You guys, everyone's working. You get paid for what? Time and energy. So where are you putting your energy and your time? And money is the root of all evil. And again, created out of the elements that were melted down. They're no longer created out of those elements. However, it creates a lust, wanton attitude. As soon as you have money in your hand, right? It's like, what can I do with it? And that's because it was created out of the immortal elements, and they can only melt down 99% of them, but that 0.1%, right? The feelings and the thoughts, God dang it, they just couldn't get rid of that. Kept popping up in everything, right? So that's, again, feelings and thoughts. It's energy, right? So if others are freaked out because they see me or you, then you know it's because they were murderers too. Now, does that mean they're still murderers? You can murder somebody with a word or a thought. So we all are. And when we are accomplices to watching or hearing about other people get hurt, how many people walk by or hear people scream or know something going on somewhere and have looked at their phone and ignored? So guilty, right? So who's more guilty than another? Again, who's going to throw a rock? It's like ollie ollie oxen free, right? Because the more that we try to congregate and commune and learn to communicate, because we all have a failure to communicate, because there's 13 races that were created, not one race of human and colors and nationalities and that's only 3% human. This is the Grand Awakening, and this is also a DNA upgrade. You can call it the Ouroboros serpent eating its own tail, because we want to have positive, negative, variable. My three kings, right? Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Right? Could be Cain and Abel and Eve. That's pyramid. And if I don't bring even home, right? Even. And say I love you, balance, right? Then I'm chaos. I'm shooting out chaos. I'm like Rosie Robot, right? So I have to be able, right? Again, able, which again, if Joseph and Mary, not married, husbandry is when we marry, like right now, we're marrying, we're alchemizing, we're engaging. Even though I'm not physically with you, you're seeing me or hearing me, and we're alchemizing, we're marrying, engaging, and having sex. We're having a sacred energy exchange right now. So that's what the Magdalene can get called a whore, right? Because elements are all the red bloodline is all the elements again outside of you. Once you cut your body, your blood turns red. Any element outside of one's body, all the elements outside is all the red bloodline. All the other elements. You may not be able to see them all. Can you see my heart beating inside me and the blood running in my body and what all my organs are doing inside? But they're all functioning, right? As far as I'm aware. What they're supposed to be doing. Right? My liver, my kidneys, my intestines, my heart, which we have 3 hearts. We have a human heart. And then I have where my lungs are. This is 2 hearts. This is where the twins split. The air, right? Holy Spirit, Adam. Lilith, Adam, first of the earth. The earth. Lily of the valley and rose of Sharon are asexual flowers. They are able to reproduce themselves with seeds like wheat. Right? Demeter holds a wheat in her left hand. Fertility goddess. And we sprinkle with the right, because the right hand gives out the energy. But we don't think about it. Just and I don't put thought, and I don't direct even when I've had negativity done to me, it's well, sure I do, but I don't get back. I don't hold a grudge for, I can definitely feel that way with authority, because when someone's trying to be authoritative over me or my children or anyone else unnecessarily, I have a problem with that, because that's bullying, again, which is a huge thing in schools. So I'm not quite sure why adults, they call themselves adults. And I'm also going to say that the children that are here are your elders. They're ancients. They're star seeds. You better fucking listen and have some respect, is what I'm going to say. I'm going to be really blunt and fucking clear about it. Because how dare any of you? You're all abusing and pedophiling children. And you guys are children too. So am I. We're all human children. So for anybody to treat anybody in any kind of way, or lust after another man's woman, or what have you, it's okay to appreciate someone's beauty, but if you're having thoughts and putting them out, trust me, they're being seen, felt, heard, and known in some level, period. That's called adultery. Adultery. You don't have to I don't have to touch you in order to rape you or molest you. That's way far. I can molest you by the energy I'm putting out when I'm around you. If that's not a comfortable feeling. And a lot of us empath, we feel that. So somebody that's saying one thing, but their emotions and feelings are expressing another, that's 2 completely different things. That's the Cthulhu thing. It's like, I'm saying this, but over here, right? And over here, there's other shit going on. So it's like, that's not balance. And so being an authoritative figure, one has to have awareness of that, of themselves and others, if they're in balance or not, and try to create balance in that situation. We're here to create harmony and balance. Otherwise, you're just like Satan and whatever you're using the Satan energy and devil energy and Luciferian energy and Eve energy and Susan and even Stevens and all this other et cetera bullshit, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you want to call it. I don't care what you want to call it. You know what you're doing. If it don't feel, that means no. It's like right here. Even, should I go take a shower now? No. You know? There's always an answer. Always a yes or no right here. Should I? And then confirm with Father God. And that means in my head. I'm not talking to outside Father God. I'm speaking, I'm just quietly confirming, right? Confirmation. I'm communing. I'm allowing my heart and my mind to connect. They're both magnetically connected. More magnets. And then I want to also confirm with Anu, my Heavenly Father, Father Sky, whatever you want to, again, just again, the collect, bring up, and then bring it back into the mind's eye, back into the heart, and then down into Mother Earth, into the oceans, Oshana, all of Earth. Send love. Then I can allow it to gradually hover back into me. You can have that go as long as you want. Let your energy go into the mind's eye. That's where you go into manifestation, imagination. When there's the occult and the Pope, we have the occult, 33-degree Masons on one side, and or whatever, and then the Pope, the Vatican on the other, and then we have in the down, Mormon, Latter-day Saint, climbing up the ladder. They pretend they don't know nothing, and they sit down holding on like to the pile of gold like little leprechaun celts. So it's airy, you know. You don't get no land that you didn't do anything for. You don't get to sit down at the bottom of the ocean holding on to the gold and try to make golden rules. Yellow brick roads. That just keeps you magnetically stuck. You don't want to be on no yellow brick road going to the Emerald City where the freaking tablets of Thoth were freaking stolen. Get out of here. We got blue and red. You want to stay balanced on the purple path. Us natives say the good purple road. Purpurite. I love that stone, if you can see it. 44. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, breaking words apart, right? It's like icebreakers. So it's important we all do that. If a word gives you a charge, an electrical current, if you get charged, right? I'm going to charge you. And that's what Lucifer does too, okay? Or Prometheus, light bringers. So, and we're mirrors. So you're going to feel and experience stuff, and then I'm the mirror to you though. And yes, my stuff come up too, but and I don't have awareness of a lot of, so it's like when we engage, then I get to see we get to see one another and learn about one another. And same with whoever else you connect with, because we're all, right, the first name of Earth was Ki, right? My middle name is Kirsten, K-I, Kier, Ki. And Spike Ka, serpent knowledge, and Ka, crow. Crow is different than a raven. A raven's a liar, mimicker. Bigger, has shinier feathers, like iridescent feathers. Right? Same with a coyote, is not a wolf. And the wolf and the dogs, we get along. I love my dogs. Where my dogs at? Oof, oof. I'm the wolf. And wolf packs stick together, family. And wolves also, animals are very important to this earth. And when we push them out of their environments, again, we're all aware when we're not in our proper environment. And I'm aware when I'm being watched or stared at, or, you know, there's something called the double slit method. And just simple atoms and protons and neutrons have awareness when they're being watched. So most scientific facts, if one with intention is looking at something with a faulty with an intention of like, oh, I'm gonna get right, devilish, like I'm gonna figure it out before they do, or I'm gonna blah 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 blah, whatever that that intention, that energy, you're gonna get the universe wants to play. If you guys ever see the Gaia thing on YouTube, right? It's like the universe wants to play, but you don't go sticking your hand up the universe like, because then, yeah, you're gonna get bit. You know, it's like you don't. Just because even, and again, you know you're immortal, you're going to go stand out in front of a car? Maybe some of you can, because you may have that ability. Don't go try that. But, you're not, you don't do shit like that. Okay? You want to make sure your body and your state of mind are safe and at peace. And no one has the right to impose on that and trespass. Where's my book at? I'm going to read this in the Bible because this was 11109. 11111, it just said on my... Okay. Where was I on this? I had opened this earlier. I'm in the book of Romans. I love Jonathan Carr. Gave me I Love You so much. New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures is this little Bible, this one. And again, I don't care what I'm handed. If it's for me, it's for me. Energy never lies, people do. So when you're in tune, I can get knowledge off of this sunflower butter jar. Right? I can get basic knowledge, like I can get the knowledge off what's the ingredients and how, if I want to, right? Peanuts, tree nuts, milks, egg, fish, crustacean, wheat, and soybeans. It's free from all of those top 8 allergens. And it's natural sunflower butter. We love this shit. So those are those basic facts, right? But then I can also look at the sunflower that's on there. And then I can get deep into that. Like how many flowers, how many petals are on that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4... 11. Alright, so that's probably a little pertinent too. A little important, funny number, right? Alright, it's 447, so 11. 4 and 11. 6. And gematria, they use gematria. So again, numbers carry vibration. They can get nobody does math the same either. Universal language, but so like in school system, you can't expect everybody to show your work. No, you guys are being what do you call it? It's like with the prime directive crap. It's like, no, you're being seekers. You're seeking. You're using other people to gather information for you and call it a system. That's not cool. I believe there should be open schools and but time is of the essence of the person, the individual person. Everyone comes with their own constitution. And we follow, I follow law best I can, but man's law changes quite often, right? Loud dog don't come around here. Because if I can't trust your word is your bond. And when things switch so often, it's like when you go into court, when they do recess, they switch the game up on you when they say recess too. It's all a legalese game, and it's about court. And if you don't have that awareness, but they play with you, if you could say the wrong word, and then you're screwed. And that's not fair. That's like Vikings back in the day. It's like you change the rules all the time. And you don't tell people the rules are being changed. That's shady. That's faulty. That's called, false perception. How are any of your cases just if they've all been created off of half-assed, unprocessed, past the paper opinions? My dad's a plumber. He's always said to me since growing up, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. So that's fine. But it's unsolicited advice and it's not true. Those aren't facts. That's just shit. Sewage system shit. So how do we take that seriously? And if someone that is in authority is of imbalanced, and not able to process their emotions and be balanced in the situation, and you guys are holding guns and tasers and think it's okay to strike women and grab us and men and rip people out of cars and literally harass people on a regular basis, I'm not okay with that, and I'm not quite understanding who gave you that authority or who you're serving. Because if my oath and mine is to protect and serve, especially the community, because we've had other incidents where I stay here. I stay at a motel where I've been because I've lost my house, I've lost my family, I've lost everything. I have people judging, right? Who's judging though? The Romans and the Bacchiatuses and the right. You Baba needed it, yeah, what? But then if we're doing good, they want to be around us. It's like flip-floppers. And people that are not dealing with their own internal damage and emotions and things that they're avoiding, and then blaming others, or wanting and having expectations, or just going through life I don't know. But it's not okay to be walking around harming. You guys are there's harm. The harm that's being done everywhere. Where are families together? Where's the love and respect of treating others how you would like to be treated? Did you like when you were little getting yelled at and being rushed around all the time? Can I go to the bathroom? Everybody, hurry up, eat this, do this, go get it. You're a bunch of chickens with your heads cut off, and chickens don't fly. I get to see a lot of people come in and out where I stay, and I help as many as I can, and when the times are right. And I've been guided to not collect money for like the last 2 years. Anything I had tried to do, it was like literally like water. Yeah, talk about trying to hold sand like in a. And like I said, I can relate with the being a worker bee, because I always work like 3 jobs. I don't need much sleep. Being a mom, doing laundry, making sure groceries are there, while cooking, while making sure, right, we're not out of toilet paper and there's enough detergent and the dogs have food and the dogs went out, and right, so gas in the car. And how do you make enough money to do that now? So nobody, and there's no help, right? Because we also can't expect, that's like, expecting the wizard or expecting God to fix everything. No, everyone is responsible. All these judges and police officers also, going back to them, or stores, everybody wants to keep buying, throwing things out. Do you need it? Ask yourself next time before you go, do I need that? Do I have to go? Or am I just used to, right, that I'm used to that feeling that come up the spine. Ooh, so then we boom. It's like, oh, wait, it's like, oh, there's a fit. Do I have to, and then just get more. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on? And then a lot of the time it's like, and then you're going to end up being more calm and being able to find more out about yourself, your roots, not just your bloodline and your physical family, which again, that's absolutely beautiful and amazing. It's like we're all big dancing partners. So there's no animosity, there's no, right? Come from forgiveness, because there's lots of stories and most things, and we can all feel very bad. We're our hugest own critics, first of all. We'll beat ourselves up first before we just give. And you officers too, again. So I'm putting you in there because I love you guys and I want to give you shower you with love. Because a lot of times they get pulled into situations, they don't know what the fuck they're walking into. And again, when other people use authorities to have people gang up on others, you don't use them and cry wolf. When you have feelings that, again, suicide and are talking crazy thoughts, and which again I'm aware of when people are right. There's a difference if someone is you have to know a person and their character. And when an older gentleman is going through dementia and drinking and getting painkillers, Percocets, and morphine from a doctor, which I still can't understand that at all, and is a storyteller, because he needs attention. He's lacking a lot of love. How did you grow up? Do you know his story? I do, which is why I have patience with him, but I also have to create healthy boundaries. And I don't abandon my people, especially when they need me. Even if they've harmed me, that's what we call, right, old man at sea, but he doesn't know how to handle his emotions, right? Old man at sea, ocean is very emotional. And Neptune can get very dreamlike, right? Joseph in the dreams, but also can have very much nightmare. Whoa, right? Scary shit can come up in dream world too, especially mixed up with all others. They're not just his, they're all of ours. And I'm Neptune too. Neptune, higher octave Venus. Venus, Earth is the mirror of Venus. And Nibiru, mother of Neptune, Venus, Earth. Right? And then all the other star systems and what have you. Sirius, and we have Vega and Spica and Arcturus and Lyra and Vulcan. Right? So many different multiply. And Orion, right? All the planets, each have their own archetype and what have you, but then there's also so many more, and moons. And there's 13 moon mansions above the constellations, the 12 constellations. Then there's 13 moon mansions, and then above that, the original Big Bang. Because first magnets repel one another. They go opposite directions and don't even know about one another, right? And then opposites attract. So then magnets came and swing, boom. So sign of the cross, bzz, fire, phoenix. And that can also be, right, mother, daughter, lover, form, sound. And then that's what Elohim created. Elements, who is your God. And when something explodes, it goes in many directions, right? But that first spot left a mark, right? So yeah, then right, that's in the ether after hydrogen and helium, and then lithium next. And it has to, right, hydrogen and helium they had to fuse. After they got together, right, then we have the positive, negative. That's right, and to enclose chaos, we have to encircle the positive and the negative. It has to be a circle around it. And then it tools out, right? As I say, pay attention to the lily. Pay special attention to the lily because it swirls, Fibonacci. Right? What else? So okay, then all elements, right? Like fireworks, all different areas. Like if I had an explosion here, right? It's not just like one little, like we have ability to just have one flame, but an explosion, a big bang is something different. So that's chaos and everything's flying around. So then like attracts like. It's like the gathering. Things are forming and crashing and what have you up there. Which is why then, again, have to be more docile down here, not in a higher mind, because if look how we're all experiencing it now, right? Because now is the time When the stars are aligned, and that's the writing on the walls that never changes. You can't, no matter what book you write in or what people say, because the words are just perception. So nothing's bad, just all different perceptions. So again, always take what resonates and leave the rest. And then there's not really any, if you go by that rule, it's like just, because words are just whatever. It's like if I see somebody, I have so many other people that and languages in here that we can't always communicate, but we do best we can, but we're able to communicate in other ways. There's so many different languages. Not just, right? And then there's English, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, right? French, Italian, etc. Hebrew, all different, right? Indian, Bangladesh, right? Oh, I love that too. You know, and then each Spanish language is different. Colombian, Peruvian, right? Dominican, Argentinian, all different. If you say, right, I mean, Brazilian, Mexican, all have their own dialect. But yet we all get same information because it's all available. And again, how do they create like a computer, or how do you get the screen appear on your TV or a radio frequency? I hear radio, I don't see the radio wave. I could change the station to a different one. How do I do that? I can't see that changing. Say with a TV channel, I can't, you know, when I change the channel, a screen, a picture appears, people are moving on it, right? Vibration and stuff is going on. Right? Sound. And I can flick. I could pop something right into Google, a song, a Wikipedia, a YouTube. I have myself on here now speaking to you, and I'm present day. I don't even know what the date is today. 3/11/3/12, I think. 3/12. Oh, it's my baby Paula's birthday. How does Messia? Happy birthday, beautiful. I love you so much, Miss Paula. As a special mama to me. And deserves so much love. And we all deserve love. And we are love. Love is a vibration. If somebody uses love, if you did this, then you would. Or, you know, any kind of expectation or any conditions. That's not love. Love is unconditional. But everybody's running all over the place. And why? Because they need money. Why? Who created that? Where did it come from? What's its purpose? Do we still need it? Yeah. We need to have some kind of exchange of something, right? Does it have to be what we're using now? No. Because it's a system. It's not how many hours you work or where you're working, because we all know that's bullshit too. And you can't pay for an education, you know, with paper, to get a piece of paper, to say that you got credentials. It's, again, what you naturally have dished out. And this is the karma bus. Karma tsunami, right? Because you drive your car, what you put out comes back to you. Bada ma'at, laza ma'at. So magnet comes out here. This is the electromagnetic field also of Earth. And it comes out and gets higher and higher. Higher, baby. And then it keeps spinning around and going. So that's like also like your Vimana, right? And you're able to move yourself around. If you make a decision to do something, it's like, I'm gonna move forward. I move forward. I'm gonna walk, right? I'm gonna turn. We do a lot of things unconsciously, but, right? It was in the it's like semi-conscious, unconscious. Can you count the thoughts in your head? And it's good to slow down. If you start to have a download, or sometimes it's like, and we have to learn different language, how to communicate the different chords that we're playing on, right? I have to be able to know, does that feel right? Should I do so? If something feels a little off, And it might be like, I have a friend that normally I can get along with great. We have awesome conversations. And he's real Mercury, Moon, and Saturn. Huh? So, and I'm Taurus, Aquarius. Well, I'm a whatever. He's a Leo. But that's like, see, sun sign doesn't really mean much to me. I go people by their planets, their elements, because that's what makes them up. Like their three major elements. Yeah. Well, I guess mine are, yeah, 505. Well, I guess mine majorly would be, yeah, Venus, Earth, Neptune, Uranus, Mars. Well, I have all energies. All. Yeah, Sirius and Eris. And Pluto is too a planet. You just can only see Pluto and Nibiru with, infrared vision. You can't see it with your eyes or with a regular camera. So when we have different, illusions placed in front of us, just like solar system, or does the solar system look like that? And how about the Earth? What's the Earth look like? That could look like a round porthole from a ship. I saw it the other day, and it's like from a person like outside a window, or out, clouds and water, which way's up, which way's down, and oh, that's the Earth. Looks like an egg. Sky and clouds. How you know? How you know those rovers that they say are on Mars aren't just over at the Grand Canyon? And if you want to go out into outer space, that would be dangerous because your body wouldn't be able to feel how you feel when you go drive on a hill in the mountains or an airplane, or go down deep in the water if you're a deep sea diver, same thing. And then you have to come up very slowly, which is what we're doing now as we ascend. It's like little by little, be patient with yourself. There's a lot of change on the physical human body, and the psychosis of the individual being, and no one's alone. And it affects us all different due to our elements, right? Our gods, the elements that make us us, like us, the melting pot. That's why it's like we're all here in quarantine. We're all here practicing. And the more that we all do that little bit, it makes more difference than, how powerful is a thought, more powerful than anything. And again, if someone takes something to a physical level, that's beyond 1, 2, 3. You decided to you went past. You decided you went past. You went past the divine, your divinity balance. And every thought that we swallow, because we have, like they say, like here's my human mouth, right? And then they say we have in the back of our neck, when we do, another mouth. So it's being anointed. I have to, after I allow my thoughts to travel, right? My 3, I didn't know if I had my blow. I was like, great, I'm lighting my hair on fire on TV. I don't think it wasn't lit. Cheapers. Okay, so the 3 thoughts are positive, negative, right, and variable. I have to allow time and space. I want to make sure that these thoughts that I'm going to program my matrix with, okay, are going to be, because I have to swallow them. I have to be able to take them here. I'm swallowing them here, but I'm also swallowing them down my serpent or mothman, or what do you call the spine, because it sends the message out to all the atoms. Every atom in the body has cellular memory data. And so That's why we can also use the term, and I hate to say this term because I used the word, suicide earlier too, and I don't like that word either. And no one should, anyone with any of those thoughts, let me just send you the biggest love, because that is never allow it, that you have such a beautiful gift inside you, so never ever let anyone else's words bring you down. Find yourself and pick yourself up by allowing yourself to be patient. I know that all those things that you're saying are lies. Those things are lies. That's the stuff you stand up and that's not true. That's not true. We're all gifted. Masculine, feminine energies, positive, negative. We all have all. We sign it across, right? Okay. Again, also like chromosomes is XX, right? For a girl. I'm gonna have to go in a sec. It's XX. It always starts with X, right? XXY and XXX, I believe. Right? Yeah. Because it's three chrome. It's always three. Like it's XY is a boy and X